The story begins with a sweltering summer day in Little Whinging, where our young hero, Harry Potter, is dealing with the usual frustrations of living with his awful Muggle relatives, the Dursleys. Harry, now 15, and still haunted by the traumatic events of the Triwizard Tournament from the previous year, where he witnessed Cedric Diggory's death and Lord Voldemort's horrifying return. But things take a dark turn when Harry and his bullying cousin, Dudley Dursley, are hanging out in a park. Dudley mocks Harry about his nightmares, taunting him with Cedric chants, pushing Harry to his limit. As a storm brews unnaturally fast, the two head home through an underpass, only to be ambushed by two soul-sucking dementors gliding out of the shadows. These creatures, usually guards of Azkaban prison, drain all happiness and can steal your soul with a kiss. Harry, acting on instinct, pulls out his wand and casts Expecto Patronum, summoning a powerful stag Patronus that charges at the Dementors, driving them away and saving both himself and a terrified Dudley, who collapses in fear. But using magic in the Muggle world? That's a big no-no, and Harry knows trouble is coming. This opening scene sets the tone for the whole movie, dark, intense, and full of mounting dread, reminding us that Harry's world is no longer safe, even in the suburbs. Fast forward to the fallout. Harry drags Dudley back to the Dursleys' house, where Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon freak out. But then, an owl delivers a letter from the Ministry of Magic. Harry's been expelled from Hogwarts for underage magic in front of a Muggle. His wand is to be snapped. Harry is devastated. Hogwarts is his home, but hope flickers when more owls arrive with updates. His expulsion is suspended pending a hearing. Enter Mrs. Fig, the quirky neighbor who's actually a squib, a non-magical person born to wizards, but rescue comes in the form of the Advance Guard, a team of wizards from the mysterious Order of the Phonix, led by the grizzled, one-eyed Alastair Mad-Eye Moody, with his magical eye spinning wildly, and including the bubbly shapeshifter Nymphadora Tonks, who insists on being called just Tonks, her hair changing colors with her mood. Kingsley Shacklebolt. They mount broomsticks and fly through the night sky over London, dodging Muggle eyes with disillusionment charms. It's a thrilling escape sequence, full of whooshing winds and city lights below, emphasizing the secrecy and danger of the wizarding resistance. They land at number 12 Grimmauld Place, a hidden, gloomy house that materializes between numbers 11 and 13, the headquarters of the Order. This scene ramps up the excitement, introducing us to the underground fight against Voldemort and giving Harry a glimmer of belonging amid his anger and confusion. Inside Grimmauld Place, the ancestral home of the Black family, Harry reunites with his best friends, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, who've been staying there with the Weasley family. The house is creepy, filled with dark artifacts, a screaming portrait of Sirius Black's mother, and the grumpy house elf Creature muttering insults. Harry explodes in frustration. Why has no one told him anything all summer? Sirius Black, Harry's godfather and a fugitive, explains, "The Order of the Phoenix is a secret society reformed by Albus Dumbledore to combat Voldemort. Members include Remus Lupin, Mr. and Mrs. Weasley, Snape, much to Harry's disdain, and more. They're recruiting allies, guarding something important, and countering the Ministry's denial of Voldemort's return. Sirius hints that Voldemort is after something he didn't have last time. Harry assumes a weapon. We see flashbacks in Harry's nightmares of Cedric's death, heightening the emotional stakes. Tonks entertains by changing her appearance, lightening the mood briefly. This scene dives deep into character dynamics. Harry's rage at being kept in the dark, Sirius's cabin fever from being stuck in hiding, and the group's tense discussions around the kitchen table. It's engaging because it builds the world of resistance, making you root for these underdogs against the growing darkness, while Harry's scar prickles with ominous pain, foreshadowing his connection to the Dark Lord. The next big moment shifts to Harry's disciplinary hearing at the Ministry of Magic. Accompanied by Mr. Weasley, Harry enters via a red telephone booth that descends like an elevator into the bustling atrium, filled with wizards rushing about, paper airplanes zooming as memos, and the grand fountain of magical brethren. But tension spikes when they learn the hearing has been moved up and is now in the full Wizengamot courtroom. Basically, a wizard trial. Minister Cornelius Fudge presides, clearly biased against Harry and Dumbledore, with the pink-clad, toad-like Dolores Umbridge smirking beside him. They accuse Harry of breaking the decree for the reasonable restriction of underage sorcery. Harry defends himself, explaining the dementors, but Fudge dismisses it as a lie to cover up his attention-seeking. Enter Dumbledore as defense, calm, wise, and unflappable, bringing Mrs. Fig as a witness to confirm the attack. After tense deliberations, with Umbridge voting against, Harry is cleared, but not before a chilling encounter with Lucius Malfoy in the elevator, hinting at Death Eater infiltration. This scene is packed with political intrigue, showcasing the Ministry's corruption and denial, making you feel the injustice Harry faces. It's longer here to draw out the suspense. Imagine the echoing courtroom, the judges' stern faces, and Dumbledore's twinkling eyes as he outmaneuvers Fudge, leaving Harry relieved but wary. Back at Grimmauld Place, the group celebrates Harry's clearance, but the mood sours with more revelations. Sirius shows Harry an old photo of the original Order, including his parents James and Lily, Moody's full face before scars, and even a young Snape. It's a poignant moment, connecting Harry to his lost family. Mrs. Weasley frets over dangers, her boggart, a shape-shifting fear creature, manifesting as dead loved ones in a deleted but implied emotional beat. As September 1st approaches, Harry, Ron, and Hermione board the Hogwarts Express. In their compartment, they meet the dreamy Luna Lovegood, with her radish earrings and upside-down Quibbler magazine, spouting conspiracy theories. Cho Chang waves shyly, sparking Harry's crush. Malfoy taunts Harry about his madness. Arriving at Hogwarts, Harry sees the carriages pulled by invisible thestrals, winged horses visible only to those who've seen death, a subtle nod to his trauma. The Great Hall welcomes them, but no Sorting Hat song. Instead, Dumbledore announces Umbridge as the new Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. This transitional scene builds anticipation for school life, introducing quirky characters like Luna for comic relief and deepening Harry's emotional arc with reminders of loss, all while the castle's familiar grandeur contrasts the brewing storm. Umbridge's first class is a disaster. Dressed in pink with a sickly sweet voice, she declares there will be no wand waving, only theory from ministry-approved books. Harry challenges her. So we're not supposed to be prepared for what's waiting out there? Umbridge denies Voldemort's return, calling it lies. When Harry insists Cedric was murdered, she assigns detention. In her frilly office, surrounded by meowing cat plates, Harry must write, "I must not tell lies," with a black quill that carves the words into his hand, blood seeping out. He endures the pain stoically, refusing to complain. Ron and Hermione are horrified, urging him to tell Dumbledore, but Harry notices the headmaster avoiding him. This scene is intensely engaging, portraying Umbridge as a villain more insidious than Voldemort, bureaucratic evil wrapped in bows. We linger on Harry's gritted teeth, the scar forming on his hand, symbolizing suppressed truth, making viewers seethe with anger and root for rebellion. As Umbridge's grip tightens, she inspects other teachers, bans practical magic. Harry's frustration boils. In a Hogsmeade pub meetup at the Hog's Head, Hermione rallies students to form a secret defense group. About 28 sign up, including Ginny, Neville, Fred and George Weasley, and Cho. They name it Dumbledore's Army, DA, meeting in the Room of Requirement, a magical space that provides what they need, like dummies for practice. Harry teaches spells like Expelliarmus and Stupefy, boosting confidence. Neville improves dramatically, inspired by his parents' torture. Romantic tension simmers with Harry and Cho sharing a kiss under mistletoe after a session. Harry's nightmares worsen. He dreams of a long, dark corridor in the Ministry, ending at a locked door. One night, he visions himself as a snake attacking Mr. Weasley in the Department of Mysteries. Waking in panic, he alerts Dumbledore via McGonagall. Turns out, it's real. Mr. Weasley is hospitalized but survives. Dumbledore reveals Harry's mind link to Voldemort, ordering Snape to teach occlumency, blocking mental intrusion. In the dungeons, Snape sneers, "Clear your mind," but Harry struggles, seeing flashes of Voldemort. During one session, Harry turns the tables, glimpsing Snape's memory of James Potter bullying him as teens, James dangling Snape upside down. Snape, furious, ends lessons. This intense personal scene explores vulnerability, Harry's fear of possession, Snape's hidden pain, mass breakout from Azkaban, Bellatrix Lestrange, Sirius's crazed cousin, and other Death Eaters escape. Umbridge confronts the group in the room. Dumbledore takes blame, claiming it's his army against the Ministry. As Fudge orders arrest, Dumbledore grabs Fawkes the Phoenix and vanishes in flames. Umbridge becomes headmistress, turning Hogwarts into a prison. This climactic reveal scene is chaotic and satisfying. Dumbledore's escape a badass moment, Umbridge's triumph short-lived, heightening the oppression and making rebellion feel urgent. Harry visions Sirius tortured by Voldemort in the Department of Mysteries. Desperate, he, Ron, Hermione, Ginny, Neville, and Luna sneak to Umbridge's office to use the Flu Network and contact Grimmauld Place. Caught by Inquisitorial Squad, Umbridge interrogates, nearly using Cruciatus Curse on Harry. Hermione bluffs. Dumbledore's weapon is in the Forbidden Forest. They lead Umbridge there, where she insults centaurs, calling them filthy half-breeds. The centaurs attack, carrying her off. Grawp, Hagrid's giant brother, and more centaurs help the students escape. Freed, the six fly to London on Thestrals, invisible to some, eerie skeletal horses. At the Ministry atrium, empty at night, they descend to the Department of Mysteries, a maze of odd rooms with brains, time-turners, and a veiled archway whispering voices. In the Hall of Prophecy, glowing orbs line shelves. Harry finds one labeled with his and Voldemort's names. As he grabs it, Lucius Malfoy and Death Eaters appear. It's a trap. Voldemort planted the vision to lure Harry. A chase ensues, students blasting spells, extending the tension with each narrow escape, showcasing the kids' growth from trainees to warriors. Cornered, Harry hands over the prophecy to save his friends. But the order arrives. Sirius, Lupin, Moody, Tonks, Kingsley charge in, dueling Death Eaters in epic fashion. Spells clash like fireworks. Sirius battles Lucius, quipping, "Nice one, James," mistaking Harry for his dad. But tragedy strikes. Bellatrix hits Sirius with a spell, sending him falling through the veiled archway, dead. Harry screams in grief, chasing Bellatrix to the atrium. He casts Crucio on her, but she mocks his lack of malice. This heartbreaking scene tugs at the emotions. Sirius's death a gut punch. Voldemort appears, dueling Harry. Bellatrix flees. Dumbledore arrives via Flu, the ultimate showdown. Voldemort summons a fiery serpent. Dumbledore counters with water spheres. They clash in a storm of light, glass shattering from the fountain. Voldemort possesses Harry, whispering temptations. But Harry's love for friends expels him. Fudge and Auras arrive, seeing Voldemort flee. The truth is out. Voldemort's back. In Dumbledore's office, he explains the prophecy. Neither can live while the other survives. Harry must kill or be killed by Voldemort, who seeks it to confirm Harry's the chosen one. Dumbledore admits distancing himself to protect Harry from the mind link. This revelatory scene is profound, unpacking the series' core prophecy with emotional depth. Harry's tears over Sirius mixing with resolve. Harry confides in friends. We've got something Voldemort doesn't, something worth fighting for. Harry reflects. The fight continues, but he's not alone. This closing scene wraps with hope amid darkness, setting up future battles. Engaging because it leaves you inspired. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like and subscribe for more movie explanations.